What's good, YouTube? And possibly Spotify. I don't know if I'm gonna put this on Spotify, but mainly YouTube. What's up? Today is Wednesday, September 3rd, and I'm gonna get straight into it. There's not much that has went on in the NBA, but there are some things that have went on as of late that I could talk about. So I'm gonna talk about the Clippers' possible scandal, what's going on over there, some possible angles on that. I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about PJ Washington. He got a deal to stay in Dallas. I'm going to talk about the new All-Star game format, some thoughts on that. And then last but not least, yet again, I'm going to be talking about Jonathan Kuminga and his saga and whatever the heck is going on over there. So, to start, I was reading into it, about it, what happened with the Clippers and Ballmer. And I'm going to do a little summary because it's a lot, and it was talking about $28 million for Kawhi Leonard. And it's a way to just go around the salary cap, and Ballmer, this is what I know, basically has another company, but I'll just read what Google gives me here. I know basically what it is, but I want to get the specifics correct for the people who don't know. That ain't the right summary, but they're talking about when Ballmer was racist back in the day. That has nothing to do with Kawhi Leonard today. All right, so secret deal. Torres report alleges that Leonard and the Clippers agreed to an under-the-table endorsement contract in 2019. This was obviously a way for Ballmer to pay Kawhi extra money. In another way, if you look at it, why would he possibly have left the Raptors? If you look at it, people have been speculating this stuff for years as to why he actually went to the Clippers. And this seems to be... And according to the report, Leonard was paid $7 million annually for 4 years for a no-show job. And he didn't promote the company whatsoever. So that makes it even worse to look at. Ballmer reportedly funded Aspiration, that's the company name, $50 million. And literally, look at this. There's a separate company. The thing, it's literally called KL2, and Kawhi is on the company name for pays. And he gets $7 million a year. So, and the Aspiration is filed bankruptcy. So, yeah. Of course, the Clippers are going to deny it. As a fan of basketball and a person who is a logical thinker, and I'm not a fan anymore, but I'd say I'm more of an analyst. I look at things for what they are, and I try to analyze what it is. And looking back at it, me in 2019, what was I? Going into my freshman year of high school around this time. And as a fan of those guys in not Golden State, but like as a guy who's a KD fan forever, and and seeing the Golden State Warriors lose, but the thing is, on the flip side, seeing the Toronto Raptors win the championship, and then seeing Kawhi Leonard leave, looking back at it today, this $28 million under the table don't sound too bad as a reasoning for him leaving Toronto, because knowing good and well that a guy like LeBron James leaves the East and the East wins the chip the next season, make it make sense. And guess what? The winner of the chip does the summer after. He goes to the Los Angeles Clippers, and like I keep saying, as a fan, not a fan, but as a person who analyzes the game, it makes sense today. And that's mostly what it is. I know it's a scandal, or whatever, and the league is. I don't even know if it's a scandal, but the league is investigating it. If it's proven to be true, Clippers fans, wrap it up, man. Just go ahead and be a Laker fan because you're gonna lose picks, gonna lose money, and if you lose picks, the future's cooked. Especially if a guy like Ballmer or Kawhi, if they get in trouble, the Clippers organization gets docked, whatever. Clippers are looking bad. It's not looking good for Clippers fans right now. And that's my take on that so far and how it affects like a guy like Kawhi Leonard, who we've seen be one of the more humble, quiet guys in the league. And when you think about a guy like that being quiet, you don't really know what is going on in his life, and you don't know what is going on off the court. And looking at it through the lens of today, for back then, we wouldn't have known that this would happen because Kawhi isn't in the media. And could this be a reason to have aided his reasoning for not wanting to be in the media? Yes, because Kawhi is one of the best players, one of the perennial all-star superstars that has been in the league for mostly of my life of being a fan. So seeing him in this situation is not the best look because you're supposed to be a stand-up guy in the league. If you're a star, there shouldn't be anything that you should be doing that isn't. It's just not basketball like. And I know I'm saying not basketball like, and this has to do with like his contract and money. And a lot of people look at it like, hey, he's making the money, he needs to feed his family. Don't question about it, but at the same time, there's a standard of just how you're supposed to carry yourself as an athlete, especially a superstar, and you're not supposed to do that, especially if it comes out to be true, alleged. But it's looking like it don't look that good. It's $7 million a year for 4 years, $28 million under the table on top of the money he's been getting from the Clippers. Kawhi, you're better than that, man. If you see this video, you're better than that. And, you know, I mess with you as a player, one of the best two-way players we've ever seen in the game. But that just ain't something we see every day in the league because y'all already make millions. But at the same time, this looks like a bribery because, like I said, why would he leave the Raptors to go to the Clippers? Looking back at it, I had the question when I was younger. What? Why not just re-sign and run up the dynasty in Toronto? But yeah, that's all I have to say. And Ballmer, man, I don't know. Ballmer is a questionable guy. He's one of the most successful owners that we've seen in NBA history with his franchise, and he's a big supporter, but we've seen some stuff before, like I said earlier, the racism scandal back in 2014, and now this. Like, y'all got the money. He's a billionaire. Why do you have to do under-the-table deals with a superstar to get him to come to your team? And then you don't even hide it. It's in plain sight, KL2, LLC. Like, it just doesn't make logical sense to me. But, yeah, that's my take on that. And then next, what did I say? Oh, PJ Washington got a 4-year, $90 million extension. And as a fan of PJ, and I've seen what's been going on with Brittany, let's go, man. Let's go, PJ, man. Get that money. But I'm being serious now. That's a good extension. PJ Washington is part of the core of the Dallas Mavericks. When he got traded there, he immediately started to make an impact, and he's a guy who, in college, well, not even in college, but just like, he's always been a super talented guy. He's been a good player for his career so far. He just never really took that step when he was in Charlotte. And like I said, he's a good guy at Kentucky. You know, Cal produces NBA players, so he got up to the league, and he wasn't producing at the level that I thought he could produce at. And not to mention, he was on the Charlotte Hornets, one of the worst teams to be ran because literally everyone on that team has something going on off the court. And he fell into a trap, I'd say. I wouldn't say fell into a trap, but Brittany Renner's trying to get that money out of him, and it doesn't make sense to me. But to each their own. But shout out to PJ Washington getting that $90 million extension. My opinion, PJ is one of the better floor spacers in the league. He plays defense. He got a nice handle. He's a stretch four, and he's a good stretch four. Last year, everyone saw it in the 2024 playoffs when he just went nuclear versus OKC. And I'm just saying OKC, but like the entire playoffs, he was a really good third option because other than Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving, he was the third on-ball guy. See, you see guys like Gafford, Lively, those guys were getting buckets because of lobs and putbacks. But PJ Washington be your actual third option and make it to the finals and lose. But seeing that he's still young-ish, he not old, he can still contribute. And now you think about it, I know Luka's gone, but you got Kyrie coming back from injury. You got Clay, who can still shoot the lights out. You got Cooper Flagg with the first pick. That's it right there. I want to see how those two, Cooper Flagg, PJ Washington, mesh. You got Anthony Davis. And then who do you have? You could put Lively Gafford at the 5, and then you could bring PJ off the bench. It's really like they have some crazy lineups that they could be running down in Dallas in the near future. And yeah, I respect it. And like I said, that's a good deal for PJ. He's worth every penny. He does everything you need on the court. He's an energizer. And that's just a player that every team needs, but every team cannot have. I'm trying to think if I should let's see. Let's look at this new All-Star. The 2026 NBA All-Star format, shout out Shams, by the way, is likely to feature a round-robin tournament consisting 3 8-player squads of 2 USA teams and 1 world team. I am not talking about that. Why are they trying to make the NBA All-Star game the Rising Stars game? And I'm going to leave it there because the league, I don't like it, NBA. Just go back to East versus West. Why? There's no reason that you should be doing team this player, team that player. Those are fun. I guess they're entertaining. Ooh, vote for this guy to be the team captain. Or just go strictly off of the votes. And whoever the top 5 players are position-wise, I know you can't have 5 centers, start them on the East versus the West, and then your bench, and then get a coach and run it. We don't need no target score. Make it a 12-minute 4-quarter game and make it competitive. It's not competitive anymore, so like even this year we saw the young guys come to the All, like that just didn't they brought the guys from the Rising Stars team up to, it just didn't make sense to me, and it still will never make sense because I'm so used to a 15-man roster versus a 15-man roster. And just leave it at that, okay? All right. And last but not least for today, I know it's not a lot of NBA stuff going on. I might look over some college football this week. I don't know. But last but not least, I'm going to talk about Kuminga in some more. I don't know about detail. But yeah, it's going to be a super short pod today. Like I said, it's still end of September or end of this month. We'll start seeing lists come out. We'll start seeing preseason stuff, and that's where I just start to. That's where I'm at, and I got to start creating my own stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna talk about Kuminga, Jonathan Kuminga, very talented wing on the Golden State Warriors. He can't get it to a deal with the Warriors, and I don't know what to say. I was gonna talk about it in depth like 15 seconds ago, but like the kid is good, but Steve Kerr doesn't play him where he needs to be played. And as a young guy who's been in the league not even 5 years, he's had flashes of being great next to Steph Curry. And then you bring in a guy like Jimmy Butler, who basically does everything, but not everything. But he's a vet, and he does all the little things. And that kind of erases Kuminga. But at the same time, he could still play basketball at a very high level and defend and score and be a high flyer. And I just don't understand this saga, as they say. If I'm the GM, I want to keep Kuminga, but we got to have stipulations on coaching to play him. Make him your sixth man, if anything. Or run Draymond at the 5 and run Kuminga at the 4. Then you... I don't know, but if they trade him, they trade him. He's going to shine. I've been a guy who's big on Kuminga since he was out of high school, actually. Yeah, I think the kid's going to shine wherever he goes. But, like, why not shine in Golden State where you've already run a ring and you were a contributing factor in that ring as a rookie? So, it's like, hey, Golden State, get it together, but Kuminga, just take the money that they're offering and go on with your day, because guess what? A guy like Tanner would love to get a nice lump sum of money for working however many hours a week, and I'd be satisfied. Because guess what? I'm a guy who's satisfied. Kuminga, you're a millionaire. Take what they give. I know you want that 100 mil, whatever you want. I know you want it. But if there gets to that point, you have to take what you can. Because guess what? We see a guy like Dennis Schroeder, who, of course, now he's getting paid because he's still good. But $80 million lost on the Lakers. We see a guy like De'Aaron Fox, who I know he just got paid. But when he was still in Sacramento, he could have got so much more money. Or he could have got money in general, but he decided he wanted to be that All-NBA guy that he didn't end up being. So I'm going to leave it there for today. Someone's calling me right now. I don't know why. And I'm going to leave it there for today. I'll be back. Ooh, I got to start doing some videos. I got some more video ideas that I'm going to be posting. Not podcast type, but be prepared, guys. And that's all I got for today. And peace out.